guys, what is up? Welcome back to the free-to-play account on the Asia server. We have made a bit of progress, and we've also got some summons that we are going to do today. So as far as the progress goes, we have been working on our core team, as well as getting Veramos fused and working on food to get our monsters up to 6-star. So as far as the fusion goes for Veramos, we have got the Fire Succubus fused, and we are working on leveling her up. We have got all of these three monsters here: the Water Grim Reaper, the Fire Imp, and the Wind Infernal, the Wind Minotaur, the Fire Living Armor, and the Water Fairy. All of these are max 4 stars and ready for fusion. We are only missing the Water Bearman and the Wind Lizardman. Once we get those two units, we will finish the fusion, and we will have all of these units, and then all we need to do is get them all to max 5-star. This one is, I think I've gotten him to 4-star max, I believe, and she is sitting at 4-star max. So we're just missing 2 units, and we'll have everything we need, and we'll get our Pheromos fused. That is that story. We have been working on a lot of food. I've been trying to get a lot of different monsters up to 4-star to feed out. Been running Fame and Hell 1 like crazy. These have been good for feeding into the 2 stars once I max out 2 stars. So I've just been farming food like crazy. As you can see, we just recently got a whole bunch of Angelmon. Some of them are from the pack we just bought because we are going to be doing summons today. Some of them are from farming some of the Essence dungeons. One of them are for an event or something. So I've got a few of those. But we have got our Lapis. She's been at 6-star for a little while. We've been using her to farm. We just got the other day, I got my Lauren and my Fran up to 6-star each. So I've been getting them leveled up. Next will be my Spectra. I will get him going. And then my Veramos. The reason I'm going in that order is once I get these 2 maxed, with these 2 and my Wind Griffin and my Veramos, I should be able to climb up a few more levels in Giants. Should be able to get really close to B10, at least for the moment. So I will be able to push up with these 3 units at max 6-star, my Bernard at 5-star, and my Veramos at 5-star. I should be able to push a little bit deeper into Giants and guarantee more of the 5 and 6-star runes to get everybody in position to jump into Dragons. The reason I want to get my Spectra up to 6-star is that will give me my Dragons team, which will be, at least in the beginning, Veramos, Spectra, Lapis, Lauren, and Fran. And that is the same team I'll be using to go into Trial of Ascension, or the Tower of Ascension, and start working on that. So that's going to knock out a couple of birds with the same stone. So it'll make that a lot easier on me in the long run. The rest of these units that I've got sitting at max 5-star, I will be getting them to 6-star. That's why they're 5-star. The only thing is they're not as pertinent to work on now, as it is my core team. So that's why I'm going in that direction with finishing up these two and then working on my Veramos and my Spectra, because they will give me a better output. Also, once I get these three set up, this will be my safe team for the dimension holes, so I can finish double Second Awakening my Bernard, Second Awakening my Bella, Second Awakening my Ralph, Second Awakening my Spectra. This team right here is a nice safe team. I just need to do a little bit of a change to my Lapis and get her off of a speed slot 2. Oh no, she's not on the speed slot 2. Okay. So she's in a spot. She's my damage dealer, and honestly thought I had a slot 2 speed on her. I thought she was on speed, crit damage, attack, but whatever. But this will be my nice safe team to get into the higher levels of the dimension holes, so I can get these units second awakened. That's that plan also for that. That's why these two were definitely my first choices. Other than that, the last few weekends they've had the essences open every weekend. So I have been playing around with the essence dungeons and have been farming me up some essences. Sitting in a pretty good spot at the moment. I can awaken monsters as needed. I still need to put a little bit more focus into fire. But I usually, at least on a personal note, once I get to over 100 low essences, I try to just stay there. Anything over lows gets turned into mids. Once I get over about 100 mids, I do the same thing and start turning those into highs. It's just my little personal OCD thing, whatever you want to call it. But I usually try to stay at about 100 of each, because you will always have what you need to awaken somebody. I believe at any one point the highest cost is 20 essences of a particular type to awaken somebody. I don't think they get any higher than 20. So I just keep them. I try to keep them at 100, right around abouts, and go from there. But I've been farming up those. They've had all of them open on the weekends, so I've just been playing with those. Other than that, I've been floating right around B7, B8 on all of the different Kairos dungeons that I'm running. All of the essences, I'm running B7, B8. Giants, I'm running B7, B8. So that's just where I'm sitting right there. I want to get these units maxed out, and then hopefully today with the summons, we will hopefully get the rest of the units that I am missing for the fusion, and I can get to focusing on those. Basically, that's the only thing that's really holding me up at the moment is those 2 fusion monsters. Unfortunately, they're not farmable from any of the scenarios. I just have to summon them. And I don't believe either one of them have a secret dungeon either. So it's just a matter of getting me to summon those 2 particular monsters. But we do have a nice balance of scrolls to summon. I've got 2 LD scrolls. A dark Inugami would be nice, but that's also a dark secret dungeon, so it's not really that big of a deal. Anything else will just be something that'll sit in storage until I decide to take a look at it and play with it. I know the light and the dark cat girls will be good. I know they're especially good for arenas, so those could be a bonus. The light Amazon, also a decent win. It's good for some of the dungeon teams, although some of those have kind of changed up a little bit, because the older, more reliable teams are actually doing really well at the moment. which is why I'm also just focusing on the main core team that I'm building, because they will get me into B12s, and I'll be able to stay there and get my guaranteed 6-star runes. But we will go ahead and get jumped into this summoning. Fairies are going to be good for skill ups for my Fran, so those are always a plus. The Bearman is the wrong one. I need the Water Bearman. Okay, so let's see here. We got the Wind String Master, one of the new ones that came out a few months ago. What research I've done, and on my main, the water is the better of the three, from what I have seen. But Imp Champion, he is pretty decent. He's a good one. He's good for dragons. He's good for giants also. He can put out a lot of continuous damage, so he's pretty decent. He's someone you could build. The Amazons, I may just save these, just in case I get the light Amazon at any time. They can go into skill ups for her. The Fireheart's pretty decent. I know some people use him in Arena. I don't use him very much, but we are still looking for the Wind. She's supposed to be pretty good as a single target damage in Giants for a free-to-play team. If you get her, she's good for a damage dealer in Giants. And there's some skill ups for those. But mostly we are just looking for those 2 fusion units. Now, if I can pull the 2 units that those fuse into, then that'll make things a lot easier if I should happen to pull those. So that's another option. But Elven Rangers, those will be good skill ups for the Fire Elven Ranger if I have or get one of those later. Minotaurs would all be used for food. Some of the bounty hunters are pretty good. I've seen the wind one used in Necro. The high elementals would be good for Kali if you decide to build him. I've seen him pretty good in early arena as a nuker, which is the fire elemental. Mystic Witches will all go into Megan, although I have seen some stuff where the wind one is pretty decent in the new dungeons. I'll have to do more research on that. Frankenstein, the fire one, he's pretty good too. Bulldozer, I've seen him used in some early arena teams and guild battles. Fire Bearman. Wrong Bearmans, man. I need that Wind Lizard Man or that Water Bearman, and it does not look like I'm going to get either of those this time around either. Wind Sliff is pretty good. That's another pretty good one to use. I'll have to do some digging to see where he's used at. I know he's pretty good. I know the blue one is also pretty good. As far as the Sliffs go, if anything, I may feed him into the Fire Sliff, because I am going to have to get him eventually. But Wind Rakshasa, I think and Awakened, not bad. She's pretty good too in some instances. But any of the 4 and 5 stars, you definitely want to keep those, or feed the duplicates into the one that's pretty decent. That's usually the way those go sometimes. But not a whole lot to play with this time. The Wind Puree is pretty good in a Giants team. If you got her early, she can be pretty good for a damage dealer. But primarily not a whole lot of decent. I mean, some summons were pretty decent. Okay, there's the Water Bearman. So now I've got him. I can work on the other one. The only thing we're missing now is the Wind Lizard Man. And we will summon the Light Dark Scrolls. So I'm hoping for the Inugami. That's what I'm going with. The Dark Vagabond, I've heard it's pretty good. If I could get the Light Vagabond, that would be kind of cool. Then I wouldn't have to worry about the secret dungeon. He's the only light monster that I'm kind of really missing at the moment. And I don't know anything about the Lizardmen. I don't think any of them are any good. Legendary, Illusion. Illusion is what I would want. That would be best. And we got the Water Dryad. I don't know how good any of those are either. I haven't put any of them together. But, well, we got one of the two monsters we're looking for. I still need to get that Wind Lizardman put together. Nothing out of here. I can fuse the vampire eventually, so I'm not too worried about that. And none of these. The Wind Kitty would be good to get, actually. If you could get the Wind Kitty, let's try. There, got the Wind Kitty. I can build her for giants. She would be really good for giants also. So I may start putting her together and get her second awakened also. Some good free units for the giants teams. The Wind Rakshasa could be used as a nuker in a giants team. I'll have to do some digging on the String Master. I've not used her yet. The Windslift's pretty good, and the Fire Parade's also pretty good. But gotta make some more space also. But that's going to do it for today. I will catch y'all in the next video. If you guys are liking the free-to-play series, if you're finding anything helpful, definitely feel free to leave a like and subscribe and leave a comment if you want me to go into any more details with some of the stuff. I don't have a problem doing with that, so definitely leave some comments below the video. Other than that, thanks for watching, y'all.